fairly decent rate of speed here. You can see what this guy, as we watch our video here, that this guy is doing everything he can to avoid stopping, to avoid having to slow down here for slower traffic here. He'll maneuver in and out. Look at that. Perfect example there. Moving into the wrong lanes of traffic to avoid stop traffic ahead. That stop traffic is at a red light, and that you can see right there. But now he's back in the right lanes of traffic here. But again, you can see that this guy is literally doing whatever it takes to avoid stopping or slowing down and losing some of his momentum there, and potentially putting himself in a situation where he might be involved in a standoff with officers here. So again, just moving northbound on Garfield. There's the sheriff's helicopter that I can see directly overhead, and several units still in tow behind him. But this guy's just, again, moving in what appears to be kind of a desperate state here as he proceeds northbound on Garfield here. Guys. Florence coming up. So we've crossed Florence. Bell Gardens coming up on Gage. Ooh. Yeah, and we've seen that before. He is just, again, doing everything he can to prevent slowdown there. He's just coming up on our intersection there. I think that might be Gage, where he is having to slow down a little bit here, stop traffic for a red light, and so he'll do whatever he needs to, including maneuvering into the wrong lanes of traffic here, and he may have to do that again because looking up ahead at Gage, that is going to be a similar situation where he's got a lot of stop traffic ahead, and so that is exactly what he's doing. We're just kind of tracking here right off his six, and we'll see what he does. He's just coming up on a red light. Cross traffic ahead is not moving through the intersection, so they may be reading him and trying to get traffic stopped ahead of the game. But again, there was no cross traffic to contend with at that point. It looks like there was an officer in the intersection here with his lights on, so that maybe caused the stoppage of traffic through the intersection. And for safety's sake, that is probably the best possible scenario here as this pursuit moves through Bell Gardens here. But northbound on Garfield Avenue here, we've just crossed over Gage. This guy moving into more of a commercial or an industrial part of Bell Gardens here as we maneuver northbound again on Garfield Avenue here. He'll be coming up on Slauson in just a matter of a minute or so, and that'll be another major intersection here. I can see a major, and that's going to be Slauson here that he comes up on in about a block or so, and that is going to be a situation where he has a red light. Cross traffic is moving ahead of him here, and so he'll have to slow down, and we'll see if he again tries to do that wiggle maneuver here and try and get through that cross traffic, but it looks like he's slowing down at the very least. Gently moving into the intersection. Cars are having to slow down. Some of these cars are seeing some of the police department guys behind him here, and again, there he goes. They're stopping. They're moving through the intersection, continuing northbound on Garfield, just crossing over Slauson now, and as we get closer to the 5 freeway here, we'll be closer to the 5 freeway in about a block and a half or so, and he does have an opportunity to get on the 5 freeway either north or south, and so let's see what he does here. You know, it's kind of an unusual thing that he has taken from Long Beach all the way northbound along Cherry and then Garfield all the way up to the 5 freeway here. He has taken surface streets all the way from Long Beach up into nearly the city of Commerce at this point. So again, he'll just be coming up on the 5 freeway here in just a matter of a couple of seconds. He's just going to go under the 5 freeway, and let's see what he does as he emerges out from the other side. He'll be crossing over the railroad tracks, or crossing underneath the railroad tracks at the very least, and just crossing through Telegraph. Ginger knows that well, but again, Telegraph, and he continues northbound on Garfield underneath the train tracks, and it looks like we're going to be heading up in towards the Montebello area here as this pursuit continues to cross over through several cities. Yeah, you know what? In that he is not deviated on his northbound transition here, and incidentally, we're just coming up on Washington. Let's see what he does as he comes up on a red light here. Again, he does that maneuver where he moves into the wrong lanes of traffic. Traffic is not necessarily moving through the intersection, so he kind of just sails right through. Northbound on Garfield, just crossing through Washington, and again, just continues on this northerly track here, which in some ways might be an easy read for officers on the ground as he comes into Montebello here. They may be able to get ahead of the game here and either stop traffic or maybe lay down some spike strips. We just don't know at this point what the strategy is. But again, he's just kind of moving northbound and has not turned left or right off of this street since just below the 405 freeway. So coming out of Long Beach, he has basically moved up Garfield this whole way, and now coming into Montebello will be into a residential area once you cross over these tracks. This is going to be definitely more of a residential area here, and that could pose hazards here because I do see a few schools up ahead, and in fact, I do have a, we're going to be coming up on a school here in just a matter of about a mile or so, and so that's going to be Cantwell Sacred Heart of Mary High School, and hopefully we don't have any pedestrians out there. But again, this pursuit moves through in a matter of another 30 seconds or so. He's going to be coming up on a red light here, so let's see what he does. He either turns or he's going to move into the opposing lanes of traffic, but now we have traffic moving southbound, so he's going to tie himself up here. He's going to tie himself up. Is he going to lock himself up in the slow lane? Is he going to hit the sidewalk? Let's see what he does here. But okay, he's going to make his way through the intersection, and that is going to be Whittier Boulevard. So he's now passing in front of the campus. Let's widen out the shot just a little bit here. Passing in front of the campus of that Sacred Heart of Mary High School here. So hopefully we don't have anyone out in front of the school at this point, but just kind of making that sweeping left-hand turn here in front of the high school. And as we continue along Garfield Avenue here, we'll be coming up on Beverly Boulevard as he makes that sweeping right-hand turn away from the high school here. So he's going to be coming up on a red light. There you go, right through the red light, and we've seen this time and time again, this guy not necessarily maneuvering at high rates of speed, nonetheless still doing some very dangerous things in terms of moving into opposing lanes of traffic, moving past red lights at major intersections and such. And so we're just now coming up on Beverly Boulevard, and Beverly Boulevard is going to be a green light for him. He goes right through the intersection there, and again, you know, Garfield, as you go northbound from the 5 freeway, is going to be kind of a winding road as you enter the San Gabriel Valley here, but again, he's making that sweeping right-hand turn. Okay, and he'll be on a straightaway here for about another eighth of a mile, then another left-hand sweeping turn around the Montebello Country Club, and then up towards the 60 freeway, So here we go, coming through Montebello here, and again, this guy moving in just 2 lanes of traffic northbound on Garfield here. So again, let's see if he continues on his northerly track. Does he get on the 60 freeway? Let's see what he does here in the matter of the next quarter to an eighth of a mile here. So we're closing in on the 60 freeway here, where he does have slower traffic ahead. Is he going to stay to the right? Is he going to go to the left? Let's see what he does here. And it looks like he's going to try and go to the right here, and just now approaching the 60 freeway, and he's got one more street to cross over before he goes underneath the 60. He's going to make a right turn. He's going to make a right turn underneath or just south of the 60 freeway here. So there's something that we haven't seen. He's actually deviated off of Garfield. Now we're on Via Campo eastbound off of Garfield here, and we're just parallel the 60 freeway on the south side of it. You can see them, that they are kind of in pursuit of this guy. So let's see what he does here. But the sheriff's helicopter flying through the shot right there. And we are right at the intersection of, let's see, Via Campo and Wilcox Avenue here. Wilcox Avenue, he goes right through the intersection, continuing eastbound on Wilcox. Coming through Montebello again, just on the south side of the 60 freeway. In another block or so, he can, if he goes straight, he can get on the 60 freeway eastbound. And let's see what he does over the course of the next half a mile or so, because if he goes to the next intersection, and that is going to be Vale Avenue, he can enter the 60 freeway eastbound. And the 60 freeway eastbound not necessarily moving too fast at this time, and so some smooth sailing for him if he decides to get on that 60 freeway here. But no, he's going to go northbound, turning northbound. And let's see what he does here, guys. Crossing under the 60 freeway here. Does he go to the right? Does he go to the left? If he goes straight, he's going to go straight into the neighborhood. And it looks like he's going to make the right turn here. Make the right turn, and that is going to push him into Greenwood Avenue here. Greenwood Avenue, I believe. And we'll try and follow this through and see where he goes here. But he's entering basically the northern part of the 60 freeway here. Still in the Montebello area, but again in an industrial area here and in a business park, where it looks like what's he going to do here? He's kind of stopping behind cars who are turning left into an industrial park. So let's see what he does here. It looks like he is also going to make that left turn. And let's see what he does here, because this could put him in a situation where he might not be so free to move around in and around this kind of business park area here. So let's see what he does here, guys. Okay, 5's up at 1.1. I've got everyone here. Into a parking lot. Into a parking lot. Atlas Avenue, Saturn. Yeah. Care First. Widen out. Ooh. What? Hand up. It sure does. You saw that left hand, and Rich Prickett, our Sky 5 photographer, also called that out here as left hand kind of sticking out of the driver window there. But you can see officers there in close proximity behind him, and they will be getting out of their vehicles, guns drawn. Frank, you called it here. We are right behind the Care First medical facility. We believe that's going to be a medical facility here, but the Care First health plan right at the intersection of Atlas Avenue and Saturn Street. And, of course, this is the parking lot right behind, and it looks like he is exiting his vehicle. Arms are up. He's backing up. It does not look like he necessarily has a long rifle type of weapon, which was initially reported to be that deadly weapon here, but they are now going to issue him some orders so that they can take this guy into custody here. Now, we believe from the shots that we were seeing earlier from the front of the vehicle that this guy might have been the only occupant of that vehicle here. We'll get some clarification on that shortly, but you can see officers with guns drawn. This suspect here now out of the vehicle, right in the parking lot, right at the rear of the Care First facility here off the 60 freeway here. It's going to be right off Potrero Grande, intersection of Atlas Avenue and Saturn Street. It's going to be in the parking lot. This guy's going to be getting down on his knees as the deputies here, again, make their approach to take this guy into custody here. So again, their next course of action, of course, is to make sure that vehicle doesn't have any additional occupants here, and that this guy doesn't have any weapons on him, and they'll try and identify that long rifle if in fact that AK-47 style rifle is still in the vehicle here. So again, that's going to be a point of interest here, but you can get a good look at this guy as he has moved to the back of that Southgate PD officer's vehicle there, and he is being searched. And let's widen out just a touch here because I want to see what happens with the vehicle here, because we know that this guy is going to be in custody here. So they want to make sure that there's not an additional occupant inside of the vehicle here. We don't believe there to be, but again, they want to get some clarification here. So that's why they have not necessarily made their approach without a reasonable sense of assurance that there is not an additional person in the vehicle here, because if there is, you know, given the circumstance that this guy was reportedly in possession of an AK-47 style weapon, that might pose some additional risk here. So you have a couple of officers there making the approach. They're clearing the vehicle, making sure that there are no other people in there, and they'll of course have a look and give the code 4 that the vehicle is clear of any occupants. So that is certainly some good news here. Again, be right behind the Care First facility here off Potrero Grande here in Montebello, and this is where this pursuit has come to an end here. Now, we don't know if that AK-47 style weapon is still in the vehicle here. Hopefully, over the course of the next couple of minutes, they'll be able to determine that. But in this particular instance, this guy is now in custody. Okay. Yeah. Sheriff 7 TV5, thank you very much for the help. Okay. 11, you up? Thank you.